It's incredibly strong. And 2 years ago, Stefano, just prior to you taking the job, there were some who were really writing Formula One off as a failure, that it was boring, that it didn't have any interesting drivers, that most races were very predictable. And 2 years later, now everything's changed. It's remarkable.
I think it's remarkable, and I think that we need to give the credit to Chase Carey, to Ross Brawn, to Greg, of course, as a vision to make that happen. And at that moment, I think that the strategy of Liberty was the right one. There was the need of a discontinuity to make sure that we were able to create the right foundation for a better future. And now we are building a business that is strong because there is attention to all the different elements of the business. If you think that on the sporting side, we were pushing through, of course, the FIA to have different cars with a different regulation to enable the drivers who represent our jewels, basically, to fight closer. And now you see that mission has been accomplished because the cars are really able to stay close together. They can offer great show, great fights on the track, I have to say, up to now. And that was one point that was really relevant, to bring back the passion on the track, to keep the enthusiasm there. Second point, budget cap. Budget cap was an incredible success because we were able, since, well, the life of Formula One, to cap the technical expenditure in order to basically try to make sure that in the shorter term as possible, all the teams can really compete very closely. And we see that that is happening. Of course, the magnitude between the first and the second is still in certain places a little bit higher, but we are definitely sure that this gap will be shortened up in a quicker time. And by giving that, we gave the sustainability to the teams in terms of financials, because if you connect to the control of the cost with a high revenue that we're bringing in, directly and indirectly, I mean, that gives the landscape we are giving, that we are living today. And if you look on the other things, partnership and sponsorship, you never saw so many incredible brands of all the different categories investing in Formula One with us and also with the teams. So that means that financially, the teams can look ahead in a different position, a stronger position. Then, if you look at the way that we were able to connect with different narratives, with different categories, with different languages, with the different audiences, and open up the way to talk about Formula One with different way. I mean, that was another way to say that successfully we are very inclusive. And now the demand of talking about Formula One is not only through the avid fans, it's also with people that get in touch with us since a short time, and they're really interested on certain subjects that maybe are not so technical, but in any case, they're talking about Formula One. And then there are promoters. Promoters means countries or government that really through Formula One wants to develop the platform. And we see that today, you know, we never been in such a situation where we need to really decide where to go, because the request is so big that we really need to, you know, decide where to go. But it's a great opportunity because, you know, we are pushing the right way in order to promote better the sport. And this is something that will happen and will give the chance to also the, let's say, with all respect, old-fashioned promoters to wake up and making sure that they do the better business. Otherwise, you know, in this context, you know, the worst will be left behind. And if I can say, cutting across transversally, we can really apply our new values to the systems, because we are very strong in our sustainability program that will involve all the teams, all the stakeholders, all the manufacturers, all the promoters. We are really pushing in order to make sure that, you know, the community in terms of diversity, in terms of helping, you know, the less lucky community can be part of our program. So there's so many things that are important, and I would say are the key of the success we are living today.